All right, folks, it's story time. We're dispelling all myths. There's myths about, if you go here or you go there or you go to this culture or that culture, that you can get good. My theory is all you got to do is try to increase your odds. Yes, changing the culture can increase your odds potentially depending on what you're looking for, what type of culture and what type of life you're looking for, right? But also, there's like the whole thing about like, hey, should I go outside the tourist area? Should I go to a city? Matter of fact, there's that story that if you go and you get a country girl, that supposedly it might just be better. Well, statistically, odds-wise, that might be true. But here's where the bigger truth is. There's good and there's bad, no matter where you go in this world, right? For both men and women. So I'm going to do this story time today, and I'm dispelling all myths. And this one going to be hella interesting. So make sure that you watch. Obviously, when I first got in country, it was during the pandemic, right? So traveling as a single man and also being locked down into one country at this point, instead of going back to the United States. And after a few months in, maybe, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, you're going to find yourself saying, you know what? You miss that, the energy, that female energy. So what are you going to do? You're going to search around, right? So other than the girls I would meet out and about that I would try to talk to, I joined a few websites, one of them being Baidu. Now, you guys might go check that out. It's very popular in the rest of the world. Maybe they're not as much in the United States. However, I run into a girl who was living like miles away, based on the distance. So I kind of inquired a little bit about her, where she's at. She mentioned a little tiny kind of town, like way to the east of Puerto Plata. Now, it's still in Puerto Plata itself. It wasn't all the way in Samaná, but I didn't really know the place like I do now. Anyway, come to find out that the place that she mentioned, when I Googled it, said it's about like 3.5 hours away, according to her anyway. Turns out she didn't actually live there. She lived in even a smaller town. But that's the one that she used just to give me a reference. So we talk a little bit. She looked cute. Followed all the basics, So me and her, after talking for about a month, I arranged for her to come and meet me, right? Of course, the whole time she's like asking where I'm from, all the basic questions that these girls usually ask you. Where you going back, where you staying, if you're staying in a hotel. The usual questions, if you guys have traveled to any one of these countries, you know what I'm talking about, right? They're trying to figure your situation out. Do you live there? Are you just a tourist? Are you coming just for fun? A lot of these questions tell them how to approach you, right? Whether or not they're going to take you as more of a long-term potential, or whether or not they think you're just flying in as a tourist and you might just want fun. All right. So I asked this girl about her life a little bit. She's living a regular country life, right? She's in the middle of nowhere pretty much. She don't really do nothing because, there's not many opportunities. So she just kind of cooks, clean, that kind of stuff. Says, of course, she's single. All right. So I invite her out, and then, on her trip, which is supposed to be about 3.5 hours, I noticed that it's taking longer. The whole way she's messaging me, I'm messaging her. She's got some data, and she tries to explain to me at this time that really the main city is not really where she's from. And this is why it's actually taking about 5 hours. She actually had to take a moto concho, which is a motorbike taxi, first all the way out to her little country area, apparently in the mountainside, then to get to the main city area where she tried to tell me she was originally from. And then she had to get on another bus and then come locally. Now, the whole entire time she's chatting with me. Probably about 4 hours into the 5-hour ride, she sends me a couple of pictures. Now, she's been sending pictures the whole entire time. One of the pictures, though, came in, and there's this other girl in the photo. Now I'm like, hey, I already see what's happening. I'm like, God damn it, this girl's bringing somebody else, right? Without telling me. But let me not just assume. Let me just approach it a little different way. So I then say, hey, I look like you made a friend on the bus. She's like, oh, no, this is my cousin. And I'm like, oh, so you can just bring somebody else without telling me? Of course, if you guys ever went through this, you get this kind of excuse. First thing she tried to say was, oh, nah, my cousin gave me money in order to make the trip. I'm like, so? Anyway, at this point, she already all these hours in. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Cool. I'm just do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna put her into my special category, right? So I allow it to happen. She shows up. She shows up with a cousin. Now, mind this, the cousin is not cute, right? And the cousin does not look, actually, she said it was a sister. What am I saying? She actually said it was a sister, man. But what threw me off here, and why I'm saying it's a cousin, is because this girl looked completely different from her. Now, first off, the sister's dark skin as hell. She's light skin as hell. Now, I got a brother like that. Me and him got whole different complexions, right? But we got a little bit of features in common. This girl looked completely different. So I guess it must have been from another daddy. I ain't asked, right? Anyhow, so they arrive. And, you know, shorty chilling at the house, me and her moving around. I'm using the Google Translate a little bit at a time, using a little bit of my Spanish. She speaks absolutely no English. Neither of them does. All right. Now, unfortunately for me at that time, too, I was injured. So I'm not moving around much. They, I guess, didn't know that, so they expect me to be a little bit more fluid. Anyway, we rocking it out. They're at my crib. Now, what I noticed is that she never actually, we talked about her staying there like that weekend, the Friday and the Saturday. But man, by the time we roll into the next week, I'm noticing shorty ain't budging. She's not moving. Her cousin is not moving. Now, these girls are moving around the house. They're running the AC on while keeping my doors open, my windows open. I'm realizing, goddamn, they ain't even know about AC, right? They're leaving the AC on the whole day. I'm injured, so I'm just hobbling around. I get them a little bit of money to go to the beach. Shorty comes back, gives me back most of the money. But a car dropped her back. I was like, that's interesting right there. Okay, so now by the next week, I noticed that they ain't moving. Well, on top of that now, although she was staying with me, her sister was staying in the other bedroom. I'm noticing now that I'm trying to get them to get up out of there. All of a sudden, the sister's dressing a little bit more risque, right? And I'm like, man, I see what's going on here. So I start questioning everything. Of course, the sister's ready to pull out the ID to show me that they're really sisters. And I'm like, God damn. Now, you brothers gonna judge on this, but that's not my thing, man. All right? So, we know what was up. The other thing that was happening the whole entire time she was there, everything I would tell the main shorty what to do, she would then tell the sister what to do. To do it. From cooking, to making a drink, to pretty much everything, right? I realized, one, although shorty had kids and everything like that, she didn't know to do nothing. She didn't know to cook. She never cleaned. The other girl was wiping up everything. The other one that didn't look good was the one who was making up for it. Matter of fact, I remember thinking to myself like, Jesus, if only the one that didn't look good was actually the one, right? Because she would have made a great little something to hold on to, right? Anyhow, so that's the experience, man. Could have had them both. Decided nah. So I just made some excuses about having to work to move them out of there. Now, I spoke to a homeboy of mine, and he's like, man, when they had tried to done that, the minute they arrived, I would have just get them a couple hundred pesos and be like, be on your way. See you later. And I look back at it, and I was like, you know, the experience itself was interesting, but I should have done that, only because of the games that went into it and what went on with the rest of it. Now, do I regret that move? Hell no. It was a good adventure. Yeah, and to this day, I don't know if that was really just her cousin or if that was her sister. But I do know this. About like 2 months later, that on that same website, the same sister who came up as being more locally and near to me tried to hit me up. Like, yo, what up? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, hell no. Well, these girls violated in two ways, right? First off, shorty brought her sister without saying anything, just uninvited, which happens a lot, by the way. You got to be careful of that. And the other thing is, they didn't want to leave, man. So what I do respect is that they never try to ask for nothing, never really got nothing out of me except bus fare. And they might have just been trying to play that long game. Who knows? It was a good adventure. All right, folks. And with that said, RichesMethod signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, drop that like, share this, please, on Facebook and the other social media platforms for anyone you think it'll be important to and will help them. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.